Maine Senator Susan Collins voted against a Democratic funding bill on Friday that would have prevented a massive increase in the health insurance premiums of 60,000 Maine people, prevented the massive cuts to Medicaid adopted in the Republicans' budget earlier this year, prevented President Trump from ignoring the spending laws of Congress, and kept the government from shutting down next week. This situation is complicated, but that vote happened, and Senator Collins called those policy changes, quote, poison pills. The federal government is on track to shut down a week from Wednesday, and as Punchbowl News reported this morning, quote, Congress is absolutely nowhere in funding the government. Okay, now let me give you the context around that vote. Funding for the federal government runs out on September 30th. Congress hasn't passed its annual spending bills on time, so they need to pass a, quote, continuing resolution that continues funding the government. Republicans want that resolution to last just 1 month to give them more time to pass spending bills for the coming year. Continuing resolutions are generally meant to continue spending levels at the levels where they are right now, but Republicans have often tried to reduce funding for programs they don't like in exchange for votes to keep the government open at all. Democrats have historically advocated for continuing resolutions that don't change anything. That's called a clean CR. But today, the roles are reversed because Republicans in the Senate can't pass the continuing resolution on their own. They need Democratic votes. So Democrats have some leverage, and they're choosing to use that leverage to try to fight for changes to the big, beautiful bill that was passed earlier this year. One of those changes triggered a massive increase in the cost of healthcare for 22 million Americans who get their insurance through the Obamacare exchanges. That includes 60,000 Mainers. Another of those changes was $1 trillion in cuts to Medicaid, on which 1 in 3 Mainers relies for health insurance. Democrats don't want to shut down the government. Democrats want to stop the cost of healthcare going up. They also say, what's the point of passing a spending bill if President Trump is going to ignore it? Like by dismantling federal agencies without congressional authorization, like by diverting money meant for one function to a completely different function, like by refusing to spend money on congressionally authorized programs that the president doesn't like. So on Friday, the Senate voted on a CR proposed by Democrats, and the CR passed by House Republicans. As expected, they both failed. And with the government set to shut down next week, both the Senate and House of Representatives are out of session, and members are home for recess.